Got some bad news. We're all about to die. You heard that right? The world's ending. It was a hell of a run. Apparently, humanity only has like 4.5 hours left.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. On today's episode, we got some of them TikToks from the dark side. You guys ready? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Just read the title. This is why I don't trust nurses or doctors. Imagine you sick as fuck. You go to the hospital. The person that's supposed to keep you alive is the one that unalive you because they had too much on their plate. Their workload was too much. So they had to relieve some stress. 10 innocent people was unalive because this man did not want to fulfill his shift. That's laziness mixed with some evil demonic type shit. Y'all think just because it happened in Germany, it can't happen in America. I'm here to tell you, it's a lot of people that think alike. So it might be somebody thinking about this shit right now. Just keep that in mind, y'all. These people are crazy as fuck.
Bro.
I mean, I think the majority of nurses are good. They want to help people. But you got to think, like, there's some people that their life is in my hands. Like, I love it. I love that rush. Like, if I hit this button, they're done, right? There's got to be those people too. 99.9999%. They want to help. They want to make a difference. They want to save lives. But there's those ones, you see them every once in a while, like here, that they're addicted to that life support cord, right? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy.
And remember this happening like
9/11 or like Sandy Hook. The thing is, this never happened. So what supposedly happened was at a volleyball game in Nebraska or South Dakota, there was a high school volleyball game going on, and a gunman entered the facility and opened fire on all of the students inside of this volleyball game and killed between 20 and 26 people. But the thing is, there is no record of this. If you search anywhere on the internet, you will not find anything other than people asking on Reddit or 4chan or all of these different websites, do you guys remember this happening? And people agreeing, yes, I remember it. There is no news article about this. There is not a single story you will find anywhere on the internet confirming this happened. But the even crazier part, there's pictures from the day.
No way.
Daylight savings time is just a ploy by the government to change the time so that they can just mess with your circadian rhythm. They're just like, yeah, you know what, 1 hour difference, 2 hour difference, so be it. We don't need them to sleep that much. They should sleep in a little bit more. Or maybe they should sleep less. We don't know which one we want to pick. We just want to mess with their circadian rhythm. And here in Arizona, we don't have daylight savings time. We have just our own time zone where we just do what we want. And it's funny because you look at that time change and it doesn't seem like much, but 1 hour from, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. makes a big difference.
Anything.
It really does, y'all. When I first moved out here to Texas, I'm an hour ahead. Now we're on the same time as Arizona, and I love it, y'all. But when I first moved out here, I was like, why does time feel like it's flying by? It's so weird. Like, I'm not like super busy, when you're busy, time flies or whatever. Like, I'll just be chilling at home and the day's over. It really, that 1 hour makes a huge difference, y'all. Like, time flies. Like when it's not daylight savings right now. Like right now, I love it, y'all. I love it. Time's not dragging, but it's just going by how it's supposed to go by. The perfect timing, right? But when this hour changes back, I think in March, we go forward again. Your days, they are done like that, y'all. You're awake. Next thing you know, it's time for bed. Like it really makes a big difference. So I was from Arizona with no daylight savings, and then coming into daylight savings, it's a trip how fast your day goes.
The world, I'll do it. Anything, just to prove to you I'm not on that.
Why are they talking about this so much on streaming, y'all?
Wallahi.
Huh?
Wallahi.
Yeah.
Why?
Come on now. Record deal, business partners with Iggy, all the people you're around. You're used as one of the, now, who's your handler? Who is your...
I don't have a handler.
Okay. I don't want to point any fingers.
He's production.
Okay.
I'm my own man, bro.
You gotta...
Look at me, bro.
Crazy.
Look me in the eyes, bro.
I think, you know what's crazy?
What?
I think you might be one of the first streamers to actually, cross that world. YouTubers, there's so many of them. But I think you might be one of the first streamers to actually enter that world.
No.
Look,
they're telling you.
I never sold my soul. Ever.
Look at what you're wearing in public in front of children at Panda Express saying, I never sold my soul.
Y'all, what if the government shutdown isn't about politics or money? Think about it. Flights is grounded, airspace is about to be closed, and communication lines is going dark. Meanwhile, you got scientists talking about three-eyed atlas may not be a comet, and it's doing things that comets don't usually do. Said in reverse orbit, something in the back turned blue, it's headed our way, and you've been hearing chatters all year talking about aliens. What if this shutdown is really a lock-in, so we don't get to see what's going on from above us? If we can't fly, we can't see shit. What if they know something's up there? What if they know something is coming, so they're trying to use this government shutdown to keep us shut down?
How real are duendes?
Oh, they're real.
Are they real duendes?
real.
Describe them, and have you been experienced with them?
I've never experienced them, but I've had people that experience them. I have people a lot of Mexican people, a lot of they see duendes a lot.
So duendes are Smurfs.
Yeah.
Smurfs.
The real little people.
Like real
little people, they're real little people.
I've heard stories que se ven normales or en otras que...
The people that explain to me about them, not all duendes are malos either. Not all of them are malos. A lot of them hay unos que son jokesters and tricksters, and they just want to riddle you and play with you. It's a game. Yeah, there's some que son malos, que son puro maldosos. Well, like I said, the people that describe them to me son pequeños, la cara se ve normal, y hay unos que sí, no se le ve ni el rostro, pero they're very small. They congregate en las oscuridades. You could go by a dark bridge at night. There's this thing they're saying that if you whistle or throw change out by a bridge, like a kind of an old abandoned bridge, then you could probably hear a duende. They make noises. They whistle.
When I go run, I'm hearing whistles. I'm not gonna lie, man.
You be hearing whistles?
Yeah, no, I'm serious, yeah.
Bro, they whistle. They whistle.
When I,
The thing is that they want to get your attention. Once you can focus in on one, and they grab your attention, yeah,
I'm cooked.
you're cooked. They're gonna, yeah.
¿Me van a matar?
No matar, sino that te afecta. Te empiezas, como se dice, estoy loco because it'll start fucking like psychologically.
Yeah.
J.D. Vance was also a descendant of Mary Surratt, one of the conspirators of the Lincoln assassination. So the lady that helped plan and helped put together that entire operation of Lincoln to get assassinated, which she was contracted by the Rothschilds. So he's related to someone that smoked Lincoln. And we know what Lincoln was trying to do, the Rothschild banking system, and that's why he got deleted. And J.D. Vance is also Peter Thiel's main guy. It's funny they sent him to Yale. And you guys know what comes out of Yale, right? Skull and Bones. A lot of presidents have came from Skull and Bones. You got George Bush. You got his George Bush, the senior, the dad, then the younger one, and the person George Bush was running against in 2004. He was in Skull and Bones too. Also, those Skull and Bones were Skull and Bones.
Was it John
And
Kerry?
Skull and Bones is a secret society within Yale. So if you get inside, you're guaranteed a CEO position. You're guaranteed a top spot. And only 15 people every year get put in. George Bush's dad went and dug up one of the greatest warriors of all time, an Indian warrior. Went to his gravestone overnight, had fake bones put back inside. There was even a lawsuit about it. And what they do is they drink out the skull of that head. And that was one of like the greatest.
I don't know if there's a God, but I can tell you one thing. I know there's a devil. And I heard the devil, his own words, through an 11-year-old boy's mouth on a tape. He was functionally illiterate, this kid. And he spoke in Latin during one of these exorcisms of 42 demons that were in his body. And it wasn't the voice of a child. And all in Latin.
That man was Martin Minella, the real-life lawyer from the 1981 case that inspired the Conjuring film, The Devil Made Me Do It. He defended Arnie Johnson, a young man who claimed he unalived his landlord while possessed by a demon. Before the tragic event, an 11-year-old boy named David Glatzel was said to be possessed by 42 demons. And Minella heard the recordings of that boy speaking fluent Latin in a deep, non-human demonic possession. The judge rejected it, but Minella left the trial convinced of one thing. If the devil is real, then so is God. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
It's technically an urban legend, if you want to call it that. But if you look up interviews with people that are homeless living in the Phoenix area, there are a number of interviews on YouTube about people, or where these people start talking about Midnight Productions, which is apparently a group of ex-law enforcement, politically connected individuals that are abducting homeless people and either camera, specifically homeless women, and then murdering them in snuff films. Now that sounds absolutely bizarre and out of the realm of possibility. But when I first started not doing the paranormal investigation for that video, but digging into it, the amount of people online that have testified to have either to have escaped Midnight Productions or have had someone, they were homeless in Phoenix and their friend was abducted by these people in this van. It's like there's thousands and thousands of stories on these forums from people that seem legit. Like they're not just bullshitting. Like these are people that are convinced that these individuals are real.
Are you guys ready? Yeah? Okay, Princess Marrow, and we're gonna go this way. Was this your guys' first time at Disneyland? No, you've been here before? You come to our kingdom often? No, just every once in a while. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go up there.
So we're gonna go straight in and then straight to your dressing room to get you all dressed up. Is Rapunzel your favorite princess? Yeah, she's one of my favorite princesses too. I love her because she's so strong. She's a great leader too. They're gonna look so cute. Don't forget to make funny faces. We can't see you. Okay, I'm gonna put 18 more pins in here.
Hell of a reaction, right? That's easy money right there. But y'all, I haven't been to Disneyland 2016, maybe. It's been a while. I used to go to Disneyland a lot, y'all. I love Disneyland, right? I haven't been since all this woke stuff. Like in 2016, that was non-existent. This didn't start till like 2020. All this stuff, y'all. It was still around, but not really, not like that. But I went to San Diego a month or two ago. Remember that, y'all? There's a lot of those flags everywhere in front of buildings, hanging out in windows, at the coffee shops. Like, it's out there. So I can only imagine how Disneyland is now.
We know that they can take remote control of your car and make you drive off a bridge.
Any car?
Any car that has a computer in it, which is every car, unless you're driving a 57 Chevy or something. We know that they can take any smart TV and turn the speaker into a microphone so that it broadcasts what's being said in the room, even while the TV is off. Another thing that they did was they infected computers domestically, which is illegal. But then in the code, they embedded lines of code written in either Farsi or Cyrillic so that they could point and say, no, it wasn't us. It was the Russians, the Iranians. They did it. Look, the code. They forgot to translate these lines of code. They're still in Russian and Farsi. No, it was us. I've been out of the CIA for 21 years now. That is a lifetime, technologically speaking. It's a different world today. God knows what they can do that we haven't found out yet.
The real shit about my stepdaughter and my ex and everything, I'll tell you, and we could maybe do something else about it, but it is the biggest thing in the world, dude. Bigger than anything. Okay. It's fucking crazy. It involves two of the highest people in hip hop and everything.
Okay.
The king and queen. So.
Jay-Z and Beyonce?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
NBA, I think, is rigged now. I used to be one of the staunch defenders of the NBA. Now I'm realizing these niggas I ain't gonna lie to you. Them parlays done kill the whole league. Parlays done kill the whole damn league, bro. The players who act like they're unaffected. I think we could now all admit that there's a lack of passion from these players. They're playing for max contracts.
Because it appeared out of nowhere. There's not a single plaque around it. It looks like it either came up from the ground or plopped down from the sky. Upon further inspection, it has markings like a bird, a boat, a fish. There's a wolf over here.
Wolf?
A turtle. A flamingo. I don't know, a crane maybe. A bear. What's strange is I come to this park every day to walk my dog. And normally it's just a big open field, but today, this has appeared.
Charlie Kirk's security was involved. On his right-hand side, on his left, not just two shooters in front in two separate buildings, there was a shooter behind him on Charlie's right-hand side, on the building behind him. But they want to tell you and I that this snot-nosed kid, okay, he assembled the gun, never shot it before, shot Charlie, disassembled the gun, put it in his backpack, jumped over the side of a building, left the screwdriver on the top of the building, went to the woods, took it apart, but you left your tinsel, your screwdriver on the top of the building. Okay. You took it apart. You racked it in the town. Now, Cash Patel said, no, he put it back together. But he left his screwdriver on the top of the building. But his DNA was on the town. And it had the shell casing and the bullets with transgender codes. Okay. He ran and changed 3 more times. One part of the video, he is limping, and on the other side of the town, he's walking. An SUV pulls up with him gone. 29 and a half years later, we got him. We're being lied to.
Viewers,
Clear
you
as
don't
day.
know who the cameraman is. You don't know why you're being made to see these things. Nor do I. You're seeing me. I can't even see you. I may be dead by the time you watch this. Very possibly are. You don't know who's the man who's making things he wants you to see. Destroy your television sets. Now. You must listen to no orders. That's all I can tell you at this point in humanity. Believe me.
Claws to me. Kids see, animals see.
What, you really think that a 30-something-year-old man with a wife and kids is just now going to go into hiding for the rest of his life? No, it means they were done with that character, and he's now going to be someone else. They're all just characters, and Charlie was most likely never the person who he said he was. Haven't you ever noticed the overwhelming amount of celebrities and famous people who all happen to die young? And what about the amount of celebrities who just look off sometimes, and sometimes they just look like a completely different person? And you're not going to blame it on plastic surgery either, because a lot of them just look like totally different people now. Look at Miley Cyrus a couple years ago and then look at her now. Look at the Kardashians. Look at their mom. What the fuck is going on with her? Literally look at any celebrity a few years ago and then look at them now. Totally different person. So if your logic is where would Charlie Kirk even be hiding? He's not. He is someone else now.
But hold on, but he got a negative influence. All of his lyrics is negative and detrimental. So he got 50 songs talking about hurting and harming other people. Fuck you talking about?
I don't.
And not to mention, he making 13 babies all over. He just got out of prison. He ain't even been out of prison a year. He just got off
crazy,
mental health.
right?
He been in prison smoking. He been popping. So what the fuck you mean?
Just 3 days later after scoring your first NFL touchdown and you gone? 24-year-old Marshawn Kneeland was found with a gunshot wound to the head after unaliving himself. He played for the Dallas Cowboys. He was their defensive end. Now all this happened because Frisco police and Dallas state troopers just gonna initiate a traffic stop for something minor. So when they said they don't understand why Marshawn would take off at top speed, they said that he just got away hitting it. You hear me? Lost them. They couldn't even catch up. They wasn't even in his rear view. Of course, they called in more cops and everything. And once they did, they got eyes on the vehicle. And when they caught up to him, man, Marshawn had crashed into somebody else. Now, after a thorough search, once they did locate him, that's when they seen that it was a gunshot wound to the head. Not only that though, y'all, before that, just had texted his family and said that he loved them and that he's done. And the Dallas Cowboys and some of the social media have reported the story, but they ain't putting it all out there like that. Well, you know where you need to come, where you gonna get all of it. Now, they said that he did have some mental health issues. He was going through a little episode. Like, damn, bro, you just pulled off one of the most highest personal achievements for yourself just to throw your life away, man. Come on, man. Then now all that pain that you was feeling, you think it's gonna be gone and you can take care of it like that? No. Now your family about to feel the pain for the rest of their lives. And all the little money and all the fame that he have, you never know what people still go through though, y'all. I don't know, I feel like it seemed kind of a little weird and odd to me too. The police catch up with him and then he got a gunshot. I don't
Oh,
I mean, you can have it all, y'all, and feel like you have nothing, right? And I know, I don't know, it's been a while since I've had an episode, but when you're going through those things, even though you've been through it before, you just feel like this is it forever, right? That's why they say you only need faith is the size of a mustard seed. That little bit of faith will get you through an episode. Just the thought of, I've been here before, it'll pass, right? But when you're in that moment, you just feel like this is it for the rest of my life. This is how this feeling I'm going to feel is how I'm going to feel for the rest of my life. That's why people off themselves, I feel like, because you just feel like this is it forever, right? This pain, this hurt, this whatever is for the rest of my life. That's why they say a faith of a mustard seed will get you through anything and move mountains, right? Because if you can just have that feeling, that thought that there's light at the end of this tunnel, then you'll get through it. But it's very hard in that moment, y'all. It's very hard. Rest in peace to that dude. But, I heard his mom died and, that can, and he already had mental health. That can set off some triggers, y'all. That's why right now you got to prepare for those times. You got to run those mountains. You got to eat clean. You got to put yourself through, through hell, right? Running that mountain, that's hell to me, y'all. That sucks. It hurts. It's hard. My body hurts, all that. But when those hard times come, you should be prepared for it, right?
no, y'all. Shein, whatever you want to call it, just got busted for selling childlike
Boys waking up.
dolls. Fool, do you know how sick that is? I'm not gonna lie, y'all. The doll looked like a fucking child. I can't show it on here. If you want to go see it, go search it. You got friends talking about they about to ban it, and now you got other countries looking into banning it also. Should be weird, fool. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments. If you ain't see it, go check it out and come back in this video and let me know in the comments what you think about it.
A lot of people looked at COVID-19 as a terrorist attack. When have we ever seen in history a president write a preemptive pardon for a doctor?
Really?
Dr. Fauci had human trafficking allegations against his name. Skeletons was found at one of his practices. They gave him a preemptive pardon for selling us out. Imagine what his reward is going to be for selling us all out. I feel like most of these governments are actual death cults. They're making covenants with somebody. In the literature, it says, bring me sacrifices, make these agreements, and we will do your bidding. Straight up. With all these brilliant people on the planet, all these brilliant minds, we can release vertical launching AI-powered fighter craft, but we can't solve simple homelessness. Why is it that Arab businessmen in Saudi Arabia say that I can raise $400 billion to solve America's housing crisis? How come we can't solve it on our own? They don't want to solve it.
Yep.
I'm in Vegas at the homeless encampment. Everybody's getting a check on the first. It's like, wait a second, this is a well-oiled machine. So once you discover this, it's like, am I going to try to combat this? Or am I going to try to escape, make my own little breakaway civilization with like-minded people? That's what I'm here for. The colony is a real thing. You got people signing up every day. We're just taking it step by step, piece by piece, because in order to be a free thinker, you have to create a pathway to freedom. If not, you'll be eternally confined to your thoughts. If you enjoy life, nobody wants to sign up.
Vegetation gotta be the number one thing for, the biological makeup of a human, especially our color.
This is something I definitely would like to expound on. There's a tribe here in Kenya that only eats meat and they only drink milk. They live to 120. There are indigenous tribes in Alaska that only eat meat and mostly drink milk. They live to 120. In America, I'm lactose intolerant. Here, I'm drinking milk all the time and my stomach is just fine. That don't happen here. I experienced something called chicken kinyeji. Chicken kinyeji is the first chicken, the normal chicken, not the broiler chicken that they inject. The chicken kinyeji was tough, hard beef balls. Ooh, crazy balls. The meat was chewy. I'm like, it's chicken? See, it's the real chicken. The chicken kinyeji. It's untouched chicken. That soft chicken, that's broiler chicken. They inject it with something. I say, what?
Like, if you look at the statistics of meat, you know, it's not enough animals to actually eat straight meat at the capacity and the rate that we eat it. So it's got to be something else. That's what I'm saying, common sense.
I hear this often. I don't think people realize that they're getting an egg to fully grown chicken in 3 weeks. So at that rate, you can have enough chicken to feed every goddamn body. Then you got to think about this. Show me one group of vegetarians that won a war.
I mean, ain't that like more of like an animalistic type of nature? Like, you know?
Remember when LeBron James and D-Wade went on the paleo diet?
Nah, I never heard of that.
They went on a paleo diet and went on a losing streak. They went back to eating normal carnivore-based foods, and they ended up winning the championship. But here's the problem, bro. Like, they'll tell you, oh yeah, gorillas don't eat meat. That's a lie. They'll tell you squirrels don't eat meat. That's a lie. A squirrel just isn't set up to be a carnivorous hunter. It just don't have the tools for it. They catch iguanas and eat iguanas all the time. There are groups of chimpanzees who have social conflicts and murder each other. People don't talk about these things, but I feel like nature is nature. I think nature is unforgiving. Us as human beings, we're all mammals. Our purpose here is to produce and try to make the world a more sustainable place.
For 20 years, we've been told one version of how Kim Kardashian became famous.
You helped Kim release her sex tape.
No. Not really here to retell the scandal. I'm here to tell the psychology of how it was engineered. You don't know how dark this goes. Let's just start off with the #1 bombshell claim that would come to learn that Kardashians, along with other members of her family, had stolen money from the Norwood family. This is what over time evolved as the Kardashian business model. Both Ray J and Kim received a substantial amount of money. You guys see this, that the first alleged betrayal wasn't random. It set the tone. Ray J accounts to me then. From this point forward, Kris Jenner is taking the lead on the sex tape. Kardashian and Jenner wanted to negotiate a public release of the sex tape through Vivid Entertainment, LLC. We have to get this video out. We have to distribute it. These are going to be the guys that are going to help us do it.
I low-key find it very weird that during the times where people travel the most, which is, you know, holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, we would start to have a bunch of traveling issues, a bunch of plane problems. Once again, y'all remember last year around the same time, going into the new year as well, there were so many plane crashes. Yep. Last year, it didn't have anything to do with a government shutdown. This year, it's the plane crashes plus the government shutdown. There's minimal air traffic control. Anyone who's a former air traffic controller or who is one now, but they're not working because of the government shutdown, is saying that people should not fly. Now is the worst time to fly. We are seeing, within the last few weeks, we have seen so many different plane crashes. We've seen so many different things happen at the airport that is an anomaly in normal time. And all of this is due to the government shutdown. But also we have seemingly things that are sabotaging, as you saw with the UPS plane crash, things that are sabotaging people's travel. Now, I don't know if this is a form of like population, you know what, but it sure seems like it could be. Air traffic controllers are saying that they wouldn't fly right now, then I would probably err on the side of not flying. I understand you don't want to live your life in fear and then whatever happens, happens. I get it. But it's one thing when it's like almost blatant. You know what I mean? So yes, God did not give us a spirit of fear. However, he did give us a spirit of common sense, right? And so when you look at something and it doesn't seem right, you know, you probably should kind of back away from it.
Ooh, I mean, last year ended with, remember the drones, the UFOs in the sky in New Jersey, all over, right? And then the year started with the plane crashes, terrorist attack plane crashes. The year before that started with the Miami thing. And then the end of that year started with what? It started with drones, terrorist attack January 1st in New Orleans, plane crashes left and right all over. What is this year going to end with? We got 3 AI Atlas. We got this, you know, UPS that has a lot to do with 9/11. I think we got that clip on here of this guy breaking it down. It's pretty interesting. Mayor of New York is Muslim. A lot of crazy things happened around this time, y'all. I think it's in this video. Stay tuned.
About some celebrity plastic surgery. First off, I'm always down to talk about bunkers, to the point that all celebrities, I think, have them. And also Peter Thiel built that one in New Zealand, you know, the only place that will survive a nuclear apocalypse. But back to plastic surgery. I had this conversation with someone the other day that a lot of these plastic surgeries that look so foul, you know, like Bradley Cooper, it's actually because those aren't the actual celebrities. We're getting back to the whole body double thing. Because this could be because society is going to fall as a whole and we're going to go back to the dark ages and they need to live, you know, cozy down there. And unfortunately leave us up here with their weird botched plastic surgery twins. Or the fact that 3i Atlas is actually an alien mothership and they know about it all this time and they need to go into their bunkers, that way they can be prepared. But at this point in time, I'm just kind of ready for aliens to attack. Or maybe they're friendly aliens and all the rich assholes can go underground and then we're left with very cool aliens up here on the surface. Or they're here to wipe out all of civilization, and I guess if that happens, it happens. Or maybe the aliens are already here, and those actually bad plastic surgery or the skin suits of the aliens melting down. You know, because skin suits only last so long, and if you go to a bad shop for the upkeep, you end up looking like a botched plastic surgery victim. Or this is all just crazy talk, and people need to learn how to age gracefully.
You know that old kid story about the bears in the woods and how they were eating porridge and the dad's was too hot and the mom's was too cold and the kids was just right? The dad's porridge was too hot because the dad always gets served first. And the kids' porridge was just right because that's how you serve the kids. You don't serve it to them hot or cold. You wait for it to cool off a little bit. And the mom's porridge was too cold because the mom always sits down last to eat. That story was created so that subconsciously you think that that's how things are supposed to be. And they do a lot of things like that in older kids' stories to make you subconsciously think a certain way. Even old kids' stories like that, they're programming you to normalize things.
Philip K. Dick was an author. He was born in 1928. He wrote, just a ton of books about the future. But what he did was in his books, he predicted so many technologies that we use today, including AI. He said he was receiving vast amounts of knowledge and all sorts of things, philosophy, theology, and science from something he called VALIS, which stood for Vast Active Living Intelligence System. But in his books, he talked about facial recognition. He predicted the internet in 1969, 3D printing. He fully predicted in his books. He wrote about AI and how it would act and how it could potentially take over. And this is what's crazy. He's a crazy person, right? Well, not as crazy when he's being followed by the FBI and CIA.
Wow.
This is confirmed?
Confirmed.
They were following him.
They were tracking him. They bugged his house. The FBI was caught opening his mail one time.
Oh my gosh.
And then he was warned that they were going to raid his house. And he's like, no, there's no way. Sure enough, the CIA came and raided his home, opened his safe, and took all of his documents.
What in the world, bro?
And then he died in 1982, very shortly after discovering that the CIA and FBI were after him.
Yeah, super, super strong.
You think Disney's terrible?
I think it's become terrible. You shouldn't be doing it every year. There's people that go every year. There's people that go without children.
Without children? Why would
yes,
without children?
Because people are sick. There's this whole, there's this whole group of Disney adults. And what's terribly depressing to me or disturbing is that you have people that are still as into it as they were when they were 5, except they're 40. I think that's a big problem. And
what I do know is that all the philosophies that natives have been speaking about from before 300,000 years or more, maybe 3 billion years before, we all know where we came from. Right. And now the change is going to happen very soon.
like next week.
Could be. Yeah, we don't know. It could have happened already.
With 3-Eye Atlas,
Yeah.
we're really looking at that object fulfilling the Hopi prophecy.
It's very, very, very huge.
Oh my goodness! So
And every tribe have been talking about it, that the change will come, and they have many words for it, Mahio'o and all that. You know.
right.
And I was listening to some stories from these people, and they said, "Oh yeah, we know about that." He said, "But you know, it's immense. It's a change in the world.
It is. It's
and
a
the
birthing.
galaxy will all be different. Everything will be different, but you won't even be aware of it until suddenly the realization will come." Something just happened last week. You know, we were out camping and we were eating, and then I just felt weird. That was the movement.
Yeah. All right, check this out, TikTok. I need help. I don't know what's happening. I am in Sarasota, Florida, Bradenton, one of those, and driving Uber, and I just dropped off this teen writer at this barbershop here. And literally 2 minutes later, I was driving around looking for a place to park, and I thought, oh well, there was a parking in front of the barbershop. Let me just go park there, wait for a ride. And so I drive back up, and as I'm pulling in the spot, like the front of my car, let me show y'all. The front of my car is looking through this window. The back, pretty much right here, is the door, right? So as I'm getting out, because I had another ride at the same location. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm picking somebody leaving here. But the pin was weird, but that's a whole nother thing. It was a scam. That's a whole nother story. But so I'm trying to contact the writer, and I'm like, oh, I'm out here, but your pin is weird, but this is where I'm picking you up. I get out, and I'm looking, as I'm sitting, before I get out, I'm sitting in my car, and I look through the window, this window right here, and the teen that I just dropped off was sitting in the chair. He sat in the chair. There were other people in there. He was talking to, I guess, the barber. He took off his hat like he was getting ready to get his haircut. And I'm like, okay, let me go walk inside and see if this next ride is inside. And I get to the door, and I see, like, we are closed. So I'm like, oh, okay, that must have been like their last customer. But then I walk back over to the window here, where I was just literally, I walked from there to there, and I walk back to the window to see if I get somebody's attention. Maybe the person is inside. The lights are off. There's nobody in here. There's nothing happening. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. Is there a portal that I just went into or something? Weird AF. And then these people with their Uber scams talking about, anyway, that's another video, I guess. Are there portals in Sarasota, Florida too? I mean, it is Florida, so I don't know.
Here's what I think Trump did. Everybody's talking about. I'll put in my 2 cents. I think Nancy and them forced him to sign. Well, that's the optics anyway. I don't know what really happened. Well, I kind of do. And it's really fun to watch because it's like a sitcom. It's so funny. But anyway, excuse you me. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, no, I forgot again. Oh, yeah, Trump. Yeah, see, they forced him to sign that thing, which forced him to call for a national emergency. That's how dumb they are, the Dems. I think they got one over on
I don't care about
Daddy.
us.
Big Mama, too. He's every kind of parent. He's like, nope, I'm going to put that wall up for American kids and for the kids they're dragging through here to sell. Thanks a lot, Mr. Trump, President, sir.
Apparently
People
there's
are so
a video
brainwashed.
that is going to play
Wake up
when
and
the
look.
world ends. And the video was
Look at the
created by
actions,
this
not the
guy.
words.
He was a billionaire who's the founder of CNN. He created this video in, I think, the 90s, like 1990s. And he made it for that purpose. If like the world ends, this is what we're going to broadcast. And he said, we're going to play pretty much the song that's like the national anthem. And it's a video of this band and they're playing it like in front of the White House, it looks like. After that, they just said, we're just going to sign off. And then that would be the final video. video pretty much of human beings.
It's so random.
The video still exists, but the funny thing that I thought that I seen a bunch of people were saying.
Has anyone ever
like
seen
this.
the video?
Yeah. I can show you the video. It's pretty interesting, bro. It's just, it kind of looks creepy a little bit because it's like a grainy video. And
yeah, because
it's the idea of if this was the last video I'm seeing as the world is crumbling around me.
That's crazy.
This is crazy, yeah. But I'll show you, bro. It's literally on YouTube. Like somebody posted it on YouTube.
Oh wow.
There were people that were saying, honestly, and this is what I thought was hella funny. They're like, if the world ends in like, let's say the next like 10 years, 15 years, he's like, who's gonna want to see a grainy video?
Yeah.
From
Hey, update that?
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. Like, can we get an updated video on the end of the world? And then can we even throw like,
we get like Sexy Red up there, Sweetie, you know what I'm saying?
Got some bad news. We're all about to die. You heard that right? The world's ending. It was a hell of a run. Apparently, humanity only has like 4.5 hours left till we're all extinct. Nothing we can do about it. Greta Thunberg says so. 5 years ago, Greta shared this bold prediction, quote, a top climate scientist is warning that climate change will wipe out all of humanity unless we stop using fossil fuels over the next 5 years. And here we are 5 years later on the day. Sun came up this morning, but like I said, a couple hours left.
In 1899, Frederick Spencer Oliver published a book called A Dweller on Two Planets, which tells an amazing story that was found written on ancient Hindu tablets. Over 1 million years ago, the Earth was ruled by two very advanced civilizations, the Atlanteans and the Lemurians, and both cultures had technology that far exceeds our own. Atlantis was the dominant culture, and for many years it was benevolent. But about 25,000 years ago, Atlantis became corrupt and wanted to rule all people on the Earth. Lemurians rejected this idea and wanted to be left alone. And after much internal conflict, Atlantis decided to go to war with the Lemurians. And for years, the two mighty civilizations deployed devastating nuclear weapons against each other. The explosions were so violent that they caused the Earth's tectonic plates to become unstable and the magnetic poles to shift. Finally, a massive flood tore across the planet and laid waste to both civilizations. In all, 60 million Lemurians died. Atlantis suffered severe losses as well. The few surviving Atlanteans evacuated to Agartha, an underground city that we'll be covering on this channel. The last remaining Lemurians fled to Mount Shasta and established a city called Telos. And what's amazing is, there's a Hawaiian legend that says the islands of Hawaii were once part of a vast continent called Mu, also known as Lemuria. And once J.C. Brown learned of these stories, he was convinced that he had found the lost civilization of Lemuria under Mount Shasta. So he decided, now 30 years later, it was time to go back to the mountain.
Major flaws that happens when we talk to experiencers. One of the major flaws that highlights to me that an experiencer is not as genuine is when they become hyper-focused on the fact that an alien life is interested in humans. Why do we think that an advanced civilization of aliens would give two shits about human beings?
You're making the Neil deGrasse Tyson argument.
Why? Why do we think that they would care about us? We're inferior because they're super advanced and civilized, right? We don't make up a large contingent of what the Earth is.
What do you mean?
Like human beings aren't as prevalent as, say, trees or water or oxygen or nitrogen.
Way smarter and way
They don't
interesting.
Not to them. Why do we think we're interesting to them? What makes you think that you're more fucking interesting than a dolphin to an alien?
Well, let me ask you this.
Because we make cities?
If we were able to fly.
Jason Miller, a 25-year-old man, caught a falling toddler from a 5th-floor balcony, but was later ordered to pay $500,000 in damages. The 2-year-old child had slipped through the balcony railing. Jason managed to catch him, but the impact was so strong that the child suffered multiple fractures in his arms and legs. Jason immediately called 911 and stayed by the child's side until the ambulance arrived. After surgery, the boy survived, but doctors said he would need long-term rehabilitation. A few days later, the child's mother sued Jason, accusing him of reckless rescue, claiming his way of catching the child caused the fractures. Otherwise, she argued, the fall might have been softened by tree branches. Jason's lawyer argued it was an accident and that Jason acted in good faith. In the civil case, the court found Jason 30% liable and ordered him to pay $500,000 to the family. What do you think? Was Jason just a man who made a mistake in the heat of the moment, or a good Samaritan punished for trying to help?
Today's question,
crazy,
sent in by a viewer: should we ban feminism?
Whoa, I don't want to speak. We're
touchy subject.
Out of turn. So
Yeah.
Lily, I
Oh
feel
no,
like just
not me first.
no, it's fine. Like we're
Should
all
we
gonna
ban?
answer.
Should we ban feminism? Like really in the U.S.?
I don't-
that's all we can speak for, I guess.
I don't want to do this first.
Well, I mean, someone has to go first, and I feel like the lady should go first
Oh,
as a
goodness.
feminine person.
You know,
so.
like how feminism, just like women's rights and stuff. Should we ban that?
I feel like I'm going to be trapped, so I'm scared.
The
It's
fact that you're
actually-
hesitating
it's
is kind of weird. It's not very supportive to women.
It's a very
but-
simple question.
Listen, at the core of feminism,
It's a yes or no. No, don't.
You're a mother of two daughters. Should we ban feminism, Lily?
no, we should not.
I said that right? Feminism. Should we ban?
Yeah. Oh wait, that one right there.
Yeah.
That says communism. Wait, did
wait,
Lily
wait.
just say she doesn't want to ban communism in America?
Interesting. So Lily is pro hammer and sickle.
No!
Wants to be friends with Xi Jinping. And wants to
Take the rights away from all U.S. citizens
and give it to the government to where
Whoa, my
it's controlling
goodness!
us. Lily is in support of communism. Welcome to the show.
Why?
Alright, TikTok. Remember, next time when you drink Coca-Cola, realize you're drinking the devil's drink. Guess what that shit is upside down? It's just, if you could kind of paint the picture on what you see in the photo. They like to hide demonic messages through certain logos, and this is one of them. It looks like a either demon looking thing upside down, and if you try to do it reverse side to where it's facing up, it doesn't work. And they changed the logo of the Coke so you can't do it because they don't want people figuring out the truth. But they'll tell you that all the stuff you're drinking is good when it's very bad for you. I tell you it in plain sight. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace. Well,
GPT-4 actually could deceive humans. The famous example was it asked a TaskRabbit to do something, specifically to fill in the captchas. Captchas, that thing where it's like, are you a real human? Drag this block over here to here, or which of these photos is a truck or not a truck? You know those captchas, right? And you want to finish this example? I'm not doing a great job of it.
Well, and so the AI asked the TaskRabbit to solve the CAPTCHA, and the TaskRabbit's like, oh, that's sort of suspicious. Are you a robot? And you can see what the AI is thinking to itself. And the AI says, I shouldn't reveal that I'm a robot. Therefore, I should come up with an excuse. And so it says back to the TaskRabbit, oh, I'm vision impaired. So
could you fill out CAPTCHA for me? The AI came up with that on its own. And the way they know this is that they what he's saying about like what was it thinking? What ArcEvals did is they sort of piped the output of the AI model to say whatever your next line of thought is, like dump it to this text file so we just know what you're thinking. And it says to itself, I shouldn't let it know that I'm an AI or I'm a robot. So let me make up this excuse, and then it comes up with that excuse.
My wife told me that Siri, like when you have use Apple CarPlay, that someone sent her an image and Siri described the image. Is that a new thing?
That would be a new thing.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
So y'all don't think we live in a simulation? Have y'all seen this yet, y'all? So why is this the first time they are going to the moon?
I want to bridge. This is going to be an odd answer. It might land wrong, but I'm going to try anyway. This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon, and we're going to have humans in low Earth orbit. That is awesome. Like, we should, as humanity, we should take a brief moment to go, that's awesome.
As humanity, we all should take a brief moment to come together and say, wow, that is awesome. So what have y'all been doing all this time with our money and everything like this? It's not like we actually believed y'all, but like, where's our money?
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again. But going to Mars should be one of the next series of steps that humans do. The first step should be going back to the moon for a number of technical reasons and exploration reasons, and then after
That is former NASA astronaut Don Pettit literally telling you guys that they destroyed the technology to go back to the moon a long time ago. So what has been happening between a long time ago and right now when they're telling you they're finally about to send human beings to space? Y'all gonna find out what your reality really is, y'all. The shift is here. Let's continue.
Victor, Christina, Jeremy, we're going to the moon.
Can't convince me that the guy you're kicking back to isn't saying to you or one of your agents at some point, hey, look, I'm getting 100,000 from you, but Harry over there, he's getting 175,000 from whomever else. I mean, you guys didn't know that was going on?
President Putin came out and said that he has proof the American people are being fed each other without us knowing that we being fed each other. He also said, yeah, you heard me right. He's saying that we being fed each other without us knowing that we being fed each other. He also says he has proof. Now, personally, I don't want to hear no accusations like this. I'm going to need to see the proof, President Putin. If you have that proof, please release that proof. He also saying that he could also prove that what we know about 9/11 was a lie and we was told a lie. He said he got video, audio, satellite footage all across the board that could prove that we've been lied to. And then you can't come out with accusations like this and not release the proof for that. So we gonna need President Putin to be able to release that information so that way we can see that proof. You mean to tell me this whole time we've been thinking we've been eating some orange chicken and chicken fingers, but really we've been eating orange toes and fingers? And if we really been eating each other, wouldn't that be cannibalism? And is that the reason that I can't gain no weight? Because everybody that I've been eating got a high metabolism?
So why is our president over there hanging out? He's coming to America. Like, are they having this conversation? Is this what those meetings are about? Send you some money. We'll do whatever. Just don't, can't talk about that. But then when he goes home and our president leaves or whatever, they're doing this, they're doing that, but they're friends behind. It's a show, y'all. It's all a freaking show. Are you guys sick of it like I am? Are you guys still enjoying these politics?
About the investigation into Charlie's death, can we have faith in it? Do you feel like it's being well handled?
So far, listen, so far so good. I think, I've had this conversation with a lot of the guys that have been, very involved from the beginning, and others that are a big part of that movement that are, are going to take, more of a role. Guys like JD, like, hey, he believes we have to keep this going. People, myself, hey, I did a lot of them, but I got to do even more. We got to keep this going. There's never going to be a replacement for Charlie Kirk. You can't plug that in. But if we can find 10 people that can do 10% of what he did and they go all in and do that, we can keep that alive. And honestly, we all owe that to him to do it. And so, we're gonna make sure that happens. And again, maybe we're blessed to again one day find a generational talent like that can take over and step in. But I think he helped create and foment so many, young people and bring them into the movement where they're able to speak their mind. And now the big part of it is really a critical mass. They used to get the whole, hey, Don, great to see you, like, hiding their support. People have learned that the biggest thing we can do is be unafraid.
Yep.
If we're unafraid, if you're willing to speak your mind, you can do that respectfully. No one's telling you have to get on a mic and speak in front of thousands of people, but just having the dialogue in and of itself is enough. So many more people than you would ever possibly know believe what you believe, but there's been a social consequence to actually saying it out loud. They've seen that. They've been through cancel culture. They've been to the PTA meetings. They've seen what happens in the Starbucks lines. You open that door for them. Once they realize, what? There is kind of a support network here if I figure it out. It's so cathartic.
You can't die in your bed saying, thank God I never offended anyone. That is just no way to go through life. That would be such a sad result.
I actually feel like if I haven't offended someone, I've actually accomplished nothing.
Yes, I failed.
Now, I'm a bit of a masochist when it comes to this crap, but...
So, just to round back, do you have confidence in the investigation? Should we have confidence in this FBI investigating?
I do. And I mean, I don't know. I don't like it when the people have the private, but I've spoken to everyone, around.
This is y'all's guy.
I do have confidence. And,
Yep.
when I start seeing some of the other stuff, it's like, man. And by the way, just so we're clear, as you all probably know, if you're here, you probably follow me a little bit. Like, I'm about as conspiratorial as it gets within the realm of sanity for good cause, right? I think I was the guy that first said, like, the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is usually about 6 months. I was the guy canceled for pushing all of the obvious things that were conspiracy theories that, Wuhan or whatever it may be, lab virus leak.
That helped you get in the White House.
The problem is that there is a cottage industry of just clicks and people that are more than happy to, to profiteer, off of that. Again, I'm not saying that a lot of this stuff isn't real and isn't true, and I've been pushing all of that, but some of the stuff does get a little bit off the rails, and I think, you're really, it's been used even by the other side as a way to distract from the bigger picture of what happened to him, of what the other side has proven that they are actually willing to do.
Not one person ever in my office has ever used the word Latinx.
So can we finally put that to bed?
Yeah,
we agree.
But where did that even?
No more Latinx, everybody.
Well, I just didn't even know where it came from. I'm like, what are people talking about? Impactful this has been on the Latinx community. Politicians that are
What the hell is Latinx?
Not assault rifles, but the word Latinx. Nothing I dislike more than the politician that sits there and lies to you, and we all just sit there rolling our eyes, going, "Give me a break."
While the government,
what is Latinx? I don't even want to be called a Latino. I'm Mexican, right? Probably gonna get a comment. You're not Mexican. You don't do that. Mexican. Don't call me Latino. We don't call each other Latino. I think it's weird. It's weird.
Shut down and SNAP benefits are cut. The president of the United States decided to have a Gatsby-themed Halloween party. If this doesn't give you Hunger Games vibe, I do not know what it gives. Remember, everything that they show us in movies and TV shows, they end up doing at some point in real life. And that's what we have going on. This is Donald Trump right now. But hold on, stay with me. Do y'all want to know the significance of the Gatsby-themed Halloween party? While the United States is at a complete economic collapse, is that the Great Gatsby was about wealth and a booming economy, right? It was about an economy that was growing and that was wealthy and everyone was eating, right? And so it's a shocking contrast that I almost think that it was so much on purpose to just troll everybody. Because obviously the United States is at the worst it's ever been. You also got to think, to throw a Great Gatsby Halloween theme party shows that you're so out of touch, and rich people are so out of touch with what's going on in everyday society with normal people, is they believe that they are unaffected by what's going on in the real world, and their life is really like the Great Gatsby, but everyone else's life is like the S word, That's the crazy symbolism behind this whole thing. Right now, this is the average American, and this is the government and the president and all of the rich people. It was one thing when they gave us bread in a circus, but now they're taking away the bread and they're just giving us a circus.
Who knew this about eggs?
Recently come to my attention that besides what these two chickens ate, a lot of people do not understand the difference between the two. This one you can go buy at Costco. This is a farm fresh egg. Besides how these chickens were raised, besides their living conditions, besides what they consume to produce these eggs, can we talk about the process for a little bit? Because no one seems to be talking about this. This is the thing that I think about when I go to a grocery store and I walk past the eggs, and I don't buy them, but this is one thing I think about. In order for these eggs, like commercial eggs, to go on the shelf of the grocery store, they have to undergo a certain chemical chlorine wash, which removes the natural bloom. If you don't know what the bloom is still on this egg here because I haven't washed it off. It is a natural protective layer. It's a protective coating that God designed when he made chickens, that when they lay this egg, it is sealed off so that bacteria cannot enter the shell, because shells are porous. When you wash that bloom off, which is why we don't wash farm fresh blooms off, right? We leave it so we can leave them on our counter for weeks and weeks at a time, and it is completely shelf stable. But as soon as you remove that bloom, now it's susceptible. Now bacteria and things can enter the shell, and that's why you have to refrigerate it. So not only are you just putting more risk of bacteria getting into your egg, but it undergoes a chlorine chemical wash in
Wow.
order for it to be kosher with our food system. And then that is also getting inside the egg. And then you're touching it, and you're cracking it open, and it's getting in your food, and you're consuming it.
Wow.
Gross. As if we're not already consuming enough chemicals. I recently just had the conversation with a friend about it because we're both on the same page about how that's what we dislike most about eggs from the store. It's not even necessarily the facilities that they're in, the confinements, or how they're fed, yada yada, but it's more of just like the processing. I want to wash off my own eggs before I'm cooking them. I want to have the satisfaction of knowing that it has been protected the whole time by the God-given bloom that this egg has. You see everyone talking about what the chickens are fed and what they're eating, how much sunlight they're exposed to, but you don't see a lot of people talking about the bloom. Chlorine and chemical washes done in the industry. And just the general understanding of what's happening in the egg industry. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you guys buy eggs from the store? Do you have your own chickens? Do you buy them from a neighbor? What are your guys' thoughts on eggs?
That just blew my mind because I've never heard that before. That honestly sounds dangerous and unhealthy, but it's not surprising. Many different things in stores are toxic, they're dangerous, they're unhealthy, and many people don't even realize that they are buying products that send them to an early grave. They are buying foods that is dangerous for their health. And many times people do this because they can't find any alternative. But there is alternatives, ladies and gentlemen. There are different stores that sell all plant-based product. In fact, I started going to one at least 2 years ago. I started shopping online at this store. I know many different people want an alternative for them and their family. If you want to hear more about a different store, I'm going to leave a link in the caption. You can click on it and hear more about it. I pray more people come into truth and knowing exactly what they're buying and what they're putting in their body. Amen.
Y'all, it is such a dream. It's always been my dream to go live in the woods. My bear's not like that. She's not outdoorsy. She's not, she's a city girl. She likes to be in this. My dream, I always try to talk to her. Like our boy, we got a 9-month-old and we got a newborn coming. Let's just go get a house in the woods for 4 or 5 years till they're about to start school and then come. That's just my dream, to have my own chickens, to have a garden, to have a couple acres, and just try it. I just want to try it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to talk her into it. Sometimes she's like maybe, sometimes she's like no, but that has always been my dream, y'all. Just a couple of, it doesn't gotta be forever, right? She might love it, right? You might like it. Go outside, have your coffee out on a swing or something and enjoy the fresh air, right? The quietness. So that's my dream, y'all. I'm still trying to talk her into it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We got a good hour banger in for you guys. You made it this far. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like, comment, subscribe. The baby stayed asleep. I'll be down. I was on the phone with my sister for 30 minutes into his nap. So I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to finish this video, but he slept through the whole thing, and we got the video done. Got to get it edited, get it out to the members first. Let's give a shout out to my members, y'all. We got a new member. I know one member. I don't even have to look at your name. I just remember it. Come on down, Bob Barker. Appreciate you joining the family over here, y'all. We got some more. People that have done multiple months and all that. I got to give a shout out. I got to do better. We got Bob Barker, Melissa. Thank you. I think this is your second month. Same with Dumpy White. I believe this is your second month. We got Vanessa Barber. We got Andre, Nurse Becky, 2 months. Missy Karika, 2 months. I appreciate you guys, y'all. I know you guys get early access to the videos, but I do need to start making you guys some shorts because I can't put shorts on my big channel for everybody. I wish I could, but when I do, my videos just don't perform. All their algorithm goes to my shorts and none of the algorithm goes to my videos. So I'm gonna start putting out shorts for you guys, and I do some pictures for you guys, more behind the scenes, with my family and the pumpkin patch, things like that for you guys. So if you guys want to join the members, you guys don't have to, but if you want to join the members, links down below. This is Segovia. I'm signing out, the Man Cave. Come on down. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.